it's not Jugo. Starigrad Bay, so your boat just is located in that bay. It's 6 kilometers long.
She told us that the island is covered.
It was fired here. Before that it was all covered by pine trees. So when it burned it all off, then it shows more and more of these dry stones.
And what do you think they were growing? Was this vineyards, or what were the old folks growing?
Lavender. There are still few, if you can see up there,
yeah.
There are bushes of lavender, you know, those green ones, before the fire.
Before the fire. I just said that when this island was covered by pine trees and they had a terrible forest fire, it burned all the pine trees, and they discovered that there was all these stone walls separating property areas, as well as keeping the land from washing away. I'm trying to think of the word when you do that cultivation of land. Anyways, there used to be vineyards here as well as olive trees. It's a sample of the stone walls we were just looking at. This one got some kind of a structure or hole in the structure. It's dark in there, but this is really Stone Age. When you go back to Stone Age, there's a structure that has walls and niches for people to put their belongings, and that's probably the front door, right through there. Oh, I'm actually getting some light in there. We just came out of the mountains. Only went up about 300-400 meters, but it was a very winding, dangerous, narrow road. We won't come back that way, but interesting trip. Here's a wall coming around the city, like a Roman kind of a wall, fortress up on top. Pretty area. Here's how you say welcome to Hvar in Croatian. Dobro došli u grad Hvar. This is a huge map of the island. The city name is also Hvar. We're on I guess this is the western end of the island, and where the boat was, we just came across the whole place, was somewhere on the northern part of the island. And yeah, somewhere there's a dock. Well, this is why they call it the Adriatic, because of this hotel named after Adriana Perushki. And here is Folka Brois. She's just saying it's like a Côte d'Azur without all the tourists. Sailboat coming in.
So can I start? Windmills are from 16th century. This one here, the Duke's Palace.
That's right.
It's called today also Loggia, and this is part of Duke's Palace, and it was reserved for people to come in here if they didn't have of sailors that were with their religion in Orthodox. Here in Hvar town and Hvar Island, we are mostly Catholics, so in that time they were pretty mind advanced in that time for having opportunity everybody to have its own religion. So we can.
That's the bell tower of St. Mark's Church from the Venetian times. St. Mark's and the lions are the two symbols of the Venetian Empire that basically had all of northern Italy, and the Dalmatian coast belonged to them, very rich islands with olive oils and fruits and vegetables and crops, and this was the Duke's Palace. And this is the largest square in Dalmatian coast. To the right is a theater that's under construction. This was the first theater built in 1612, a communal theater where both common people, the plebeians, and the aristocracy went, congregated, and listened to the events together. Beautiful square here. This pathway up to the fortress. I don't know if we're going all the way up to the fortress, but Very narrow street, beautifully done.
Yeah, she is.
Oh, okay. I'm coming.
Yeah.
Do you know everyone in town? Almost. The nuns are living here. The monastery was founded in 17th century. In our history, we have two poets living in Renaissance time here in Hvar town. It was Hannibal Lucic and Petar Hektorovic. Those two poets, one of them, Hannibal Lucic, was the writer of the first drama in Croatia, and that's one of the oldest drama in whole Europe as well. He had an outlaw son that his name was Anton, and he was married to and this sagava, it blossoms just once in 100 years, and then after that it just dies.
So what year are we in?
This is young one, maybe
I see the blossom.
25, something
But you
like
see
that.
that it's sticking out there.
No, the blossom has a long stick.
Well, what is that? A seed?
Probably, yeah. No, but this is another. Yeah. And a few years ago, about 5 years ago, whole town was full of these agave blossoms. So probably they were planted 100 years ago. Everything was full of them.
That's what we call century.
Here's a palace, she just said. There's balcony.
A fountain from that time.
Difficult to see the structure.
1475. And again, it has a lion here, as all buildings in. And when the wartime was going on, the buildings that are made in wartime, they had book closed. So this building here was probably built during the wartime because it has book that is closed. And this is the only building in whole town with the book closed. So this is the only building that was made during the war. Saint Stephen is a protector of island of Hvar, island of Brač, and island of Vis. So that's one diocese. The bishops made here his palace in 12th century in year 1147. Before that, we have Bishop's Palace in Starigrad, the town that your boat is now located. You saw the port of Starigrad, but you didn't see the town of Starigrad. Starigrad means a Croatian old town. So Starigrad is older town than the Hvar. And in year 1147, they moved the Bishop's Palace here in Hvar. The cathedral is from 11th century, the beginning of 11th century. World War, when the third Yugoslavia was founded, the socialist Yugoslavia, it was the island where Yugoslav army was spending most of the time, and for the foreigners it was forbidden to go there. So if you were a foreigner and if you would come in the island of Vis and they will look for your IDs, they will probably arrest you as a spy. After Yugoslav army left, much damages, except that we were blocked from the sea, so we couldn't get food from the mainland or anything else. Yugoslav army blocked whole Adriatic coast because they were afraid of smuggling arms. Of course, we did succeed to smuggle their arms, otherwise elementary schools, our school system is like that we have 8 degrees that are obliged. So everybody has to attend the school. After
Now we're in Verboska. We went through, our boat is at Starigrad, which is the old town. And we just came over another section of the mountain, probably to the far end of the island. Old fishing village, now a big tourist trap. Charming old town here. Like Venezia.
yes,
The bridges, huh?
they call it Dalmatian Venezia.
Stones. This is a canal that's not used anymore, although it is clean with algae. Oh.
You know a dog lover, don't you?
Poodle.
I told you before, it was founded in 16th century, and it was founded by the same guy that was a leader of the rebellion I was telling you in Hvar. His name was Ivanić, Matija. And since he was very, very rich, but he was plebeian, so he couldn't rule his money long enough, he initiated the foundation of this city, and also he became a rebellion in this rebellion in 16th century. Later I will show you also there's a house of his here in this town. As you could see, there are a few bridges here, so Vrbaska is also called here a Dalmatian Venetia. Also, with this small channel, we can see indication of the water going up and going down, and by this water going up and down, you can tell what's the weather.
Oh, yeah.
So, ladies would come here from whole the town, from whole village, and then they would wash here their clothes. It was also kind of meeting point between wives talking to each other, chit-chatting, saying their problems this or other way. The water that is in this smaller part is it's not salted water, it's not the sea. So the ladies would wash their clothes here on this part with a soap that was made of grease from the animals, and then they would wash it from the soap in that part over there. It's St. Peter's herb. It's now at the beginning of June we have St. Peter's Day, and then the herb is used for salad. We here call it matar, and it's put in in vinegar. Sorry, it's put in vinegar.
Don't jump.
Telling you about the one that found the city, and also that was a leader of the rebellion that took place in 16th century. So he was also a ship owner, and also there was a shipyard over there in Bay, and then he was also the owner of that shipyard. So he wasn't poor to have to organize rebellion. He was just having no rights to rule his money, and that's why he was frustrated, and that's why all the rebellion went on. So we can go further on.